Yo, what's up? Test. Alright, mic is working. Alright, for today's video, that's gonna be, wait a second, like this. So for today's video, I'm gonna explain and show you guys how I use the keyboard for Super Smash Bros. Melee for Captain Falcon. This gets asked all the time. Why do I play on keyboard? Why don't I play on box? Basically, I was one of the very first people to use keyboard for Falcon, and the only reason why I did this is because back then I had a very expensive modded GameCube controller, JP White from Cardano. I think it was over 200 euro, and after a few months already it had like noticeable issues, right? And you always have to send it back, wait for it to get fixed. You always have to pay, and one guy, I don't remember who it was back then, told me you can play Falcon with Captain Keyboard as long as you're waiting for your controller. And while I actually did this back then, I just already discovered that it's, I don't want to say it's OP, but it's just very good. Why is it good? Because it's just consistent. So this is not a video where I will be showing you how to use your keyboard as a box style controller in order to abuse it, like get all the super angles for Fox or stuff like that, pivot up tilts. I'm not gonna directly tell you guys the main reason why I use keyboard for Falcon is consistency, and this is not angles, this is not tilts, nothing basically. I don't even use a modifier. A modifier basically shortens you can actually set up modifiers for angles and all that, recovery angles. You can change your stick, your gray stick, in order to get perfect pivots and stuff like that. You can cheat a lot if you want to do this, but since I don't use a single modifier, I think this is a very fair method. Everyone has a keyboard at home, you can try it out. I'm gonna show you guys. I have two keyboards. This is the keyboard that I'm using for Melee. It is a over 10 years old SteelSeries Apex, I think. Low profile membran. What does membran mean? Membran means, wait, can I make it a little bit bigger for you guys? Okay. So membran basically means if I open up or pull out one of these keycaps, that there is a little rubber-ish material. Can I even like show this? Yeah, you can see it because of the LED, right? Maybe if I make it very big. There's like in the middle rubber material. So this is very good for Melee. I think it's one of the best things you can do for box style controller, rubber, like membran. Because the GameCube controller actually uses this too. I'm playing like this, cross-handed, but I downloaded this keyboard overlay so you can see my inputs, right? You can see everything that I'm inputting. So I'm gonna explain to you guys why I think membran is OP. I could also play Melee with this keyboard, which has mechanical low profile switches, but I think that 95% of the switches are fucking bad for Melee, because travel distance is a huge thing. Actuation point, I have another video on my channel where I explain why I think membran is better. Basically, you can use, or if you wanna test the box feeling, everyone has a keyboard at home. You can directly do that, very easy, very free. So I'm gonna show you guys all I did. Some people will recommend that you download a box software. Obviously, if you need angles and modifiers and I don't know what else you need for Fox, this is pretty much a tutorial for Falcon. Alright? No modifiers. This is how I'm playing Falcon the past 5 years or I don't know how long. So we go into controllers. Configure. Standard controller is the keyboard, and this is my overlay. So I'm gonna let the overlay here so you guys can check it out. Maybe make a screenshot if you wanna test it out. This is the overlay that I developed on my own, especially for Captain Falcon. And I'm gonna be breaking down in this video and explaining why this is my overlay, why I set the keys like that. And I think it's one of the most optimal overlays there is, and you will see why. So this is, you can set up a modifier if you want, but I don't. So basically I only use the directions, up, down, left, right, arrow keys. Here is the overlay basically, and the rest is just not relevant. So let's go into it. So I think I will make it like this, so you guys can at least see why I made the overlay the way I did it. So you can see everything, right? Alright, this is obviously like this. This is obviously, let's make like this, like this. So this is the arrow keys, up, down, left, right. I'm using this with this hand, with the left hand. And now we're gonna come to the interesting part, the overlay. So I have jump on X. You see when I'm pressing X, the overlay, the gray keyboard thing shows, right? So X is jump, shield or L is C, and V is jab, so A. So these three fingers are the main. This is like the main thing. X, like pointing finger X, middle finger C, ring finger V. Why is this the main thing? So for wave dash, we have to press jump. So X and C. XC is a wave dash. So down right, for example, right? And wave dash. And because X and C is next to each other, because I made the overlay that way, it feels extremely natural to wave dash. Because I just do this. Just boom, like boom, boom, boom. See? Perfect wave dash. With 2 buttons. So the next thing Falcon will need is Nair, short up Nair. So it's XV. And in the middle is C, so I'm using C for L cancel, so I have again the 3 main fingers. Perfect Nairs. So the next thing we have JC grab. I have grab on F, so I can just again XF JC grabs. Perfect. See? So basically with this is the main configuration. Character control is on with these 3 fingers. This is why it's so good. Everything is next to each other, so it's very, very comfortable. It's very easy. Another thing is my C stick down is B. So when I'm dash dancing, when I'm playing neutral, whatever, I can just rest the pinky on B, and I will have ASDI down. The C stick is down all the time. Let me actually show you input display, so you guys can maybe see it even better. Training lab, boom, boom, boom. Input display. So I'm just dashing, resting the pinky, because the pinky is useless as fuck anyway most of the time. So the pinky chills on C stick down, you always have ASDI down. Also very, very OP. On controller it's very hard to do this. So C stick is down and I can just play normally. The next thing, C stick up is here. The spacebar. Why am I using C stick up for the spacebar? You might be asking. Because the thumb here, as I'm having my fingers here, the thumb is not doing anything. It's just chilling here, useless, being useless. And I don't think that a finger should not be used. So I can just chill my thumb like this on the spacebar. So then I have instant up airs. So jump is here. So I just press the pointing finger and spacebar. So I have boom. Perfect instant up airs with just a very natural 2-finger motion. See how perfect they are? They're like frame 1 or frame 2. Very, very fast up airs. Then you can shield and you can just do this. Or you can double tap C-stick up if you want to be like cracked like this. So very, very optimal. The one thing that I struggled was down throw, for example. So let's say down throw, and then you want to knee. You need C-stick for knee, because with only the gray stick it's hard to control the momentum. So F is our here G, G is my C-stick right. So I have G. This is also logical. C-stick right has to be on the right side. C-stick left has to be on the left side. So that means my brain already knows if I get a down throw on puff and I want to knee to the right side, G is like the C-stick right is somewhere on the right. And it's again the 3 main fingers. So I just go 1 up like this and I have down throw knee like this on the right side. And for the left side, like C-stick left, I have S. So we have like this. I just slide that pointing finger 1 up and then I have like instant knees like this. Because here it makes no sense to slide that up because it's just easier to make it like this. But because I'm using the pointing finger for jump, it's not natural to do it like this, like double tapping. That feels like shit. So you just slide it up, slide it 1 point up. Same for back airs, back airs, back airs, back airs. For storms, the pinky finger again. Storms instant, up airs, ASDI down. Then you have back airs. So basically this is always the main thing. This fox is annoying me. Fuck off, like this. See? So very easy layout, very, like, I think it's very optimal, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, and everything is connected, as I said. Up air, back air, stomp, nair, wave dash. Very natural movements. And the reason why I'm playing like this is because back then, like 15 years ago, whatever, and you would play some old computer games, many people actually never had the settings to change buttons or overlays. Many old games don't have that. So since I started like with Game Boy, SNES, Mario 64, whatever, the left hand is always controlling the characters, always. Right? The left hand is always controlling the characters in every game, in every advice, Game Boy, whatever. And because some of the old games didn't have that option that you can control or change the overlay, I couldn't never control the characters with the right hand like this. Let me show you. I could just never do it like this. It feels like left-handed. I don't know. It feels very terrible to control the character with the right hand. Like I couldn't play like this. Also, I don't, for me personally, this is very uncomfortable to play like this. Because what's important is your position of, what's this even called in English, bro? I don't even know. This is called in English, I don't know, sorry for my vocabulary. The wrist, yeah, the wrist. So, the wrist actually is very important. My brother who's a professional piano player, explained it to me. So, if your wrist position is angled too, let me make the camera a little bit better for you guys. Very small, right? So, oops, now I fucked up this one. So, if your wrist is angled too far like this, you see that, like this, you will get a lot of pain and you will krampfen. What is verkrampfen? Boah, the fucking vocabulary on this sport is terrible. Cramp. So you get a cramp. You can, if you want to play for many hours, you need to have super relaxed hands and only the fingers are supposed to be moving. Same for a piano player. If you have bad angles, for example, if your wrist is angled like this or too far to the left, it gets, or too far to the up or down, it gets very uncomfortable and you will already get hand problems, hand pain, hand issues after some minutes of playing. So this overlay, which might look a little bit troll, is for me personally the best. I'm explaining to you why. Why? The hands are chilling. I have no tension in the wrist, zero. One hand is chilling above the other. It's very relaxed. I'm only using the finger to control the character. And here I'm only using the finger to input the stuff like wave dashes and all that. I don't have any bad angles. I don't have any cramps. It's very relaxed. Only the fingers are moving. Same, and like my brother explained me, when you want to get good with the piano, the technique is very important. You need a super good technique. So for me this, it feels, I don't like it personally. I'm used to this since I was a kid. And for whatever reason, it's ergonomically, like if from an ergonomically point of view, it's insanely well and relaxing. The only thing that might not be that good are the shoulders. So I'm having like these two where I can just chill my arms. Basically everything is super relaxed. And I'm just using the fingers. But, you know, I like to chill. I like to put my feet up on the desk. And then I will just be playing like this. Just chilling, minding my own business basically. But this is a technique where I could theoretically play melee for 5 or 10 hours if I wanted to, without getting any pain. The pain will come if you try hard, if you press the buttons too hard, if you put too much tension into it, then it will be very uncomfortable, or can get very uncomfortable. One thing that I also don't like is on box style controllers, most of the time the surface is, you have your wrists on the same surface where the buttons are. I'm doing it a little bit different. My wrists are chilling here. My wrists are actually below the surface of the buttons. So I'm chilling with my wrists here, or one hand off the other. It's almost the same height or a little bit below, and I'm just using the fingers. So if I have to do it like this, it's very hard. It's okay, this feels okay too, but now if I imagine that the wrist is higher, see with what happens with my fingers, the higher you go, it's already cramping. It's already not a natural position. So relax, everything, relax, and just use your fingers. This is what I recommend. You don't have to do this, you don't have to listen to me. This is just my guide of how I'm playing Falcon the past years. Also, one main reason you should always try to get... The main thing is consistent inputs. We don't want to cheat, we don't want to abuse anything, we don't want specific angles. Actually, I'm actually kind of nerfed, because I have the baby wave dash. This is only 45 degree. It's one of the smallest wave dash angles. So basically everyone who's using a controller has a better wave dash angle. They have longer wave dash angles, they have shorter ones. I only have one angle, but I don't mind. Also, because I don't have a modifier, if I press left or right, the character will always dash. It's at the beginning very hard to get used to that, because the character will always dash left or right. And you might be asking, well, how do you use a tilt? So every tilt is a setup. For example, I can use a back air and then hold to the right. So I'm buffering a walk. So I can't walk out of stand, but I can use an air in place or a short up. And then see, this is basically some sort of manipulation. I'm buffering it. But this way, you can like buffer it, down tilt. You can like run up, crouch, down tilt, forward tilt. Up tilt obviously is hard, because if I press up, he will jump. Because I don't have a modifier. People with modifiers press the modifier up, and then they can do like up tilt in every position, which is just not real. It's very, very... On controller, I think you need to slowly press the gray stick upwards, right? To not cause a jump or whatever. But since we don't play spaces, I don't really learn it, so... Is there anything else I forgot? I don't know, let me think if I forgot anything. Ah yeah, some people asked if I am able to play tournaments with the keyboard. So I contacted back then Haystack, a programmer in the Melee community, and I asked him if he is able to program an adapter, and he actually managed to program an adapter. So there's an adapter that I don't know if he's selling them right now, but there are also some people from the French community, someone messaged me. So there's a controller for USB to console. And I think the adapter has a box software with your overlay, whatever, right? So I could go to tournaments with this if I wanted to, but since I don't compete, it's not relevant for me. I have even had some people check the inputs, because some people played against me and didn't believe that I'm only using left, down, up, right. They said, nah, you have to be cheating, you're playing way too well with this, it's not possible. And after checking my inputs, they realized, holy shit, this guy has no modifications, no special angles. It's actually insane. So I think it's fair that way, because all we care about is consistent inputs. We don't want to abuse or cheat, like the box discourse right now. We don't want to have quadruple SDIs and all that. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Let me know in the comments if you want to test it out. Everyone has a keyboard at home. Feel free to test it out. As I said, only for Falcon. If you plan to abuse Fox or play Fox on boxes and stuff like that, if you plan to learn all the 1 million box angles, then this is not a tutorial for you. Then I apologize. And yeah, guys, take care, leave a comment, and have a nice day as always. Peace.